What's happening, Pisces? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, we've kind of switched things up a little bit. Didn't want you to get too comfortable. Camera issues, it's fine. We're not talking about it because your subscriptions and your likes and your shares are keeping this channel growing. So, we got this. And for those of you who are new, emphasis on that I got this, and I'm happy that your higher self has brought you here. You are in for an exciting journey. Now, what I'm going to be doing this week is a tarot card reading for the week of October 30th through November 5th. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, okay? So, with that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Made some new gym friends over the weekend, so we got a whole party here for you. Now, I'm going to be pulling 15 cards. They're going to be in 5 groups of 3. The middle group is going to represent the nature of your problem. The upper left and upper right hand corner are going to be some future options that you might be thinking about. The bottom left will be some perspectives that you might be considering in relationship to the nature of the problem. And then finally, the bottom right will be whatever messages your higher self would like you to know. And in case you're curious, I'm using Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The imagery on these cards are really cool, so I'll make sure to show you those all throughout. But with that being said, higher self, what do we have in store for Pisces this week? Let me get your cards drawn, and we will get right to it. Oops, okay, bam. Ooh, nice. Ooh. Okay, let me stop. Okay. Last one, I promise. Let me stop building the suspense and get your cards pulled. Oh man, Pisces. Okay, big energy this week. I'm all for it. Okay, awesome. Okay, let me get these cards all organized, and then we will jump into it. And let me know too, the one plus about this camera thing is that I feel like I got at least you can see the cards a little bit better. So if you like this view, let me know, and I will I'll work on still manifesting that table universe. But that's the nature of my problem, not yours. Let's see what's going on, Pisces. What is happening? Okay. Nice. All right. So, for the nature of your problem, we have the Fool. And then the cards that came along with it are the Hermit and the 8 of Swords. Now, I love this. With the Fool being the nature of your problem, I feel like some of you are, we're feeling just a sudden burst of inspiration. You know, maybe whatever that looks like for you. I feel like with the Fool popping up here, whatever this is, like maybe this is something that you've been thinking about for a while, that you're finally getting ready to, you know, we found that we're just going to pull the trigger on it and just like, we're going to go for it. Or this is just something new that's been kind of bubbling up on the surface. You know, we've been kind of thinking about, should I do this? Should I not? You know what? My answer would be, if it feels right in your heart, if it's going to get you that that fulfillment, that drive, you know, it's going to better not just yourself, but it's going to better it's going to better your just circle. You know, all this goodness is going to permeate because you got some really nice cards here. But anything that's going to you know, whatever abundance looks like for you, you know, that's going to get you to that happiness. I feel like this is the Fool is saying, go out and grab it, go seize the day. You know, this is a card, I don't use this phrase often, obviously, but I really sentence often, but this is like your carpe diem card. Go seize the day. You know, whatever it is that is you feel like it's going to bring you that joy, that excitement that's got you like, because look, I can barely keep this person in the car. It's ready to just like spring out and conquer. But whatever is giving you that drive, I say go for it. You know, that's something, or you know, really you know, really, or let's start to get some ideas of like how we can go for it, because maybe that's where some of you are at. You know, you got this energy, you're like, yes, Justin, I am ready, but I I'm not sure where I'm ready to be. Like I got, your spidey sense is tingling. That something's gonna make you really happy. And you know what? It might be some time to figure that out. Maybe some of you have been. Well, I'm gonna talk about you in a second. But before I get to the Hermit, one last thing with the Fool, I feel like with some of you, maybe you've been feeling kind of, I don't want to say trapped, but maybe it's things have become so routine and kind of mundane, and there's no spice anymore. It's just like you get up, put shoes on, it's very, very wash, rinse, repeat, and we're looking for something just to kind of shake things up. So I feel like maybe it might be time to figure out, what is going to bring that excitement back into your life? How can we shake things up? Might be some time to do some introspective work. Because with the Hermit, oh, and I love that. Oh, you're going to see one of my favorite combos here, Pisces. But with the Hermit, maybe it is that time to find, what is going to get you that fulfillment? What is this sunshine to you? Because there's this light in all of us. And, oof, yeah, you got some good stuff here. Everyone, shh, I'm going to get to you. Wait. With this Hermit, I need you to speak louder, Hermit. with the Hermit, we are, well, I guess not, since we're taking time to meditate. We're not really speaking. All right, I hear you, Hermit. But ultimately, I really feel like with the Hermit is here, it's like asking you to dive deep with what all that distracted mess is supposed to say. Just let's do some deep diving, find out what's fulfilling you, and to not be, and not to be afraid of that, because everyone wants to see the light that you have, Pisces. It's got, the skies. To the Fool, the sky's not even limit. There is no limit. Like I just want you to achieve whatever it is you want to set your mind to, no matter how big or how small. The loftier the dream, the better. And I feel like with this popping up, maybe some of us we're not ready to, or we're kind of dragging our feet on pulling, on going on this new endeavor just because of some mental blocks that are getting in our way. Maybe you don't feel like we're good enough. Maybe it's just like, well, how can I make this work? I'd have to quit my job and all these things. Maybe you got outside influence that are like, oh, well, that's stupid. That's not going to work. Or, whatever it is, all that is noise. What is it that your heart is saying? That's where I feel like with the Eight of Swords popping up, what is it that your heart is saying? What have we learned from this Hermit moment here? Because this is where that divine inspiration is coming in. It's coming from within, not from all out, or not from without. Look at that. I'm so overwhelmed by your sunshine. I can hardly talk. But with this here, it's just like, what everyone wants to see this light. That's where I'm getting at. People want to see this light that you have. And it's once you get out of this mindset here, you have to, once you get out of your own way, because look at the Fool here. You got on the side here, I thought I said last thing with the Fool. I do that sometimes. You got this lion here. Lion, tiger. We're gonna call it a tiger. You got this tiger here, latching onto this person's leg, still not bothered. Got a crocodile down here. All types of Eight of Swords in this card. Not bothered. All that the Fool is focusing on is that there's rainbows surrounding them. Got these. Oh, there. Someone brought grapes. I got some zodiac coins. Shh. Look at this dove. Like everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Everything is grand, and it's just remembering that. We're remembering that, finding that adding that owned. Not looking for life to zest things up for you, but for you to go out and just add your own flavor to life. Let's show everybody what Pisces is made of, because you're great. I know you're great. You just got to remember how great you are. And that's what's going to make this journey all the more exciting. Now, that's kind of nice. Let's move over to, pardon me, friends. Let's move over to this option over here, because I kind of like this. And that'll lean over to this other one real nicely. I'm coming at you, son. Don't worry. With on the left-hand side here, I pulled the Knight of Swords, the Devil, and the Five of Wands. Now, with the Knights, I think you just have the one Knight. So with the knights, depending on the direction that they're facing, I like to interpret them as either this is the coming of energy to you, or you getting ready to go out and tackle something. You know, take that energy and go out and go showing them what you're made of, Pisces. And this card was facing away from you, so I do feel like and really I want it to be eventually, and it will be for all of you, but for as it applies, I do feel like we're getting that clarity, because the Knight of Swords, he's a very smart figure. He knows what he wants. Um, sometimes maybe if the options are maybe too maybe if he I feel like he doesn't do well with too many options. He might just like go ahead and go at one. And the problem with him is that sometimes he doesn't reflect on the journey. He's just the type that, like, he sees the finish line and he just wants to go for it. No, we don't. Meditate? Why would I meditate when I can just go? That's silly. No. What's silly is missing out on all the nuggets of wisdom that you could that you could have picked up along the way. It's one thing, because that's not to say you're not smart, Pisces, because clearly you're smart. You're Knight of Swords. But it is keeping that mind to enjoy the journey along the way. You don't have to rush through this. You can keep that sharpness and that clarity, but we can learn the wisdom along the way, because if we try to force it and rush through things, we do miss out on stuff. And we might miss out on a devil moment. And the devil moment is not nearly as bad. I feel like in this instance that it's coming up, I feel like it's more so because the devil can represent cards of like addictive behavior, intoxication, blind impulse. But I feel like with it popping up in this instance, it's more so talking about because the devil card too can be a card of strength, because it takes to when you have to deal with when those intoxications, things have gotten out of hand. Let's say we were in a Seven of Cups moment and now it's turned into this. We've been engaging in escapism and whatnot. And whatever that looks like, it doesn't necessarily have to be with your standard drug, sex, alcohol. It could be bad. We can be addicted to being in bad mentalities. Being around toxic people. Or just like that, just being in that just low vibration in general. That could even be, and you not even be aware of it. It's one of those things you've gotten so used to. It's like when you get out of it, it's just like, oh, wait a minute, what? But I feel like more so with the devil popping up here, this is just more so saying, stay strong. Keep your strength. They're going to be these challenges along the way. The devil wants you to get better. The devil's not coming in. When you look at the devil's face, it's not like he's got like a cruel face going on. Sure, he's got a third eye, which can come across a little creepy, but that's because he sees the real you. He sees the potential that is in you, but you just have to remember that. Because look, he even got a little smile on his face, just like, okay, so I see you've grown in this aspect. Let me throw this at you. Let me throw a Five of Wands at you. Let's get you frustrated. Let's get you figured out, oh, you don't know where to go? How perfect. Let me channel this. Let me really get you stuck in this frustrated energy, because that's what the Five of Wands is. It's very it's a card of strife. You got this energy and you're not sure where to expend it. And that causes frustration. And especially in this time going that we're in right now. This is the devil's going to come out to play for sure. It's going to, and not in a bad way. It's just one of those things, it's just to bring some awareness to our lives, because we're going to, once again, that's the whole point of the journey, is to get some kind of new growth, and that's all the devil wants. The devil wants you to grow, whether it be through Five of Wands, whether it be through Eight of Swords, however, at the end of the day, because think of the devil as your antithesis, because the devil is, if you think of it as a part of you, you don't really want to harm you. You just want to make yourself better. And this is how the antithesis does it. It can be it can come across like a jerk, but really it's your best friend. It really has your best interest at heart. And let me show you why. Because, right, here we are. It wants you to be happy. It wants you to find that sun. It wants you to find that love. And it wants you to find that truce. Wow. I love it. I hadn't really let that settle in because I wanted to focus here. But man, now that we're here, let's stay in it for a second. Because the sun, once we've gotten out of our way here, So I'm gonna show you one of my favorite combos. Once we've taken that time, we've defined, we've had that meditation time to think about our divine inspiration, time to think about how great we are. Look at what's underneath that. The sun. I love doing that. There's nothing. I literally, that might be my literal favorite combination in the deck. That or the Emperor and the Empress showing up. I'm not sure which one's better, but both bring me incredible joy, and I hope that brings you joy too, because that was the sun you brought. That was all you, Pisces. I just had to remind you how you do it, because you do it so well. And I just look at that. I think we just did a replay. Just out of autopilot. I love it, Pisces, and you need to love it too. And I mean just it being the light that is inside you. Because my Two of Cups is a card of, it's about love. Could be, I don't really do, and not to say that I'm opposed to doing about relationships and whatnot, but I feel like the best way to have a really, you want the secret sauce to a really good relationship, start loving yourself first. And this, I know this is going to sound selfish, but I mean it in the sense that if you focus, these Two of Cups it all starts here, this cup here, which is you. And this is from taking that time. We've been meditating, we've been compassionate with ourselves, we've been talking about how great we are, all the happiness we're going to spread. You just spread some to me, so go ahead and add that to your win bucket. And once you really taken that time to really care for yourself and get yourself all in a line, then the abundance just spills over. And then whatever these Two of Cups, this could be one of your partners, this could be for family, however this abundance looks like, it starts there. And I tell you what, before you know it, you got a whole ocean of abundance. And you're just spreading that love and that light. And you come to this truth. You thought I forgot about you, didn't you? No, because you're important too. This is a card of if we've been feeling kind of anxious with this anxiety, maybe even anxious on this journey, with this devil, this Five of Wands. This is a card. This is like relief from anxiety. This is struggle through strength through challenges. You're getting that balance again. You're getting to where you need to be. You're getting back to that equilibrium is what I'm trying to get at. And what a beautiful way to wrap that up. I feel like the whole moral of that future thing is, I really do feel like, go with that enthusiasm, that love, that light. And as long as you're getting that fulfillment, and you're going with that intention of wanting to better not just yourself but your surroundings, I mean, how could you possibly go wrong? Because you've learned how to reflect, you've learned how to appreciate, you've learned how to love, look how much you've learned just in this little span of time, Pisces. My goodness. I'm like, that is incredible. So let's just keep that in mind going in, and I feel like it's going to be the brightest future. I love when the sun pops up. It's been a very sunny couple of weeks, and I am with it. Pockets of sunshine all over the place. Now, with where your head's at, I pulled the Magus card here, the Five of Disc, and the Star card. So, with the Magus here, the Magus he really is kind of doubling down on what I just said, as far as we're not just, because this is my card of kind of manifestation. We're really kind of getting our skills down. We're finding those pockets of sunshine. We're creating those pockets of sunshine, really, because remember, the sun is within you. So now we're taking all that light and we're just we're presenting it to the world. We're showing them what we've learned. Look at this. I got a pocket here and I got a pocket there and I got pockets everywhere. We're doing it, and we're doing it right, and we're having fun while we're doing it. Because that's been the biggest thing that I've loved with the Magus, is that there's just big old cheesy smile on his face, just like, look at all this stuff that I created. Look at it, marvel in it, revel in it, because this is really good stuff. This is taking that momentum, keeping that. This is the next step on the Fool's journey. Is getting to this place, getting to this. Now we're trying to figure out what our world looks like, and we're trying to shape that to our will, and maybe for some, that might bring about a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of worry, because that's what the Five of Disc is about. The Five is worry, anxiety, monetary, more specifically in the anxiety realm. It could be about monetary anxiety because discs have to deal with business or monetary affairs. Take that as it resonates. But ultimately, with this Five of Discs popping up, I feel like what I like to talk about these cards, this is one of those like what if cards. Well, what if this doesn't happen? What if this, we're future thinking right now. What if I don't do this? What if blah blah blah? What if X doesn't happen? What if Y doesn't happen? Well, you remember what did happen. We got addicted to being in this headspace, and then the devil popped out. And that's not what we were trying to do. Remember, we like the devil, but if we can, you don't have to come over every day, right? Right. This is one of those things. Well, okay, so we've thought about it from one end. What if we don't do these things? We've thought about, because you should consider all the ways that things could go sideways. But if you think about, well, what if everything goes right? What if what if I do what makes me happy and that's going to make others happy? What if I show love and compassion for myself? What if I find that peace that I've been looking for? Well, what then, Pisces? What's wrong? You happy? Good, because I'm for it. This anxiety is this. I want you to take the wisdom from that, because all of this is in this. That's the beauty of it. I should start doing that. Whenever that happens, you can find sun even in this, because this is just a future that you've painted when in the present, and that's where the power is. If you let's start changing our mindset right now. Let's get into, with one anxiety that you think about, well, what if I can't, what if this doesn't support me? I want this to be like my main source of thing, but I can't seem to. Well, what if you can seem to? What if you juggled this around? What if we played around with some things? Because this is also the Magus is very skilled, very adroit, knows how to make things work for them. What if we do know? What if we're over on this side of the future? What do we do then? We become that star. That's how that seed starts. The star card for me, especially, well, I really feel like for this instance, it's just like, it's a realization of hope. And sometimes too, it can be like unexpected help coming in. So maybe this could be a time, if these things are really bothering you, if we're really kind of caught up in this Eight of Swords, Five of Disc energy, even Five of Wands. Look at this little sneaky person. I almost forgot about you. Even if we get stuck in this Five of Wands, there is hope on the other side. And but what I was also going to say, don't suffer in silence. Talk to that. You remember when you were pouring all that love, and you were, now we made two friends over here. Let's talk to one of these friends, because you did them a solid. You shared some abundance with you, and they want you to be at your best so that they can keep getting this abundance. So look at that. Help them, help you, help them, help you. Look at that. And then we just keep this going on. Because, look at, if you want some real hope, this girl, she's manifesting planets. We're manifesting again. She's manifesting planets. I think she's got a secondary planet going on here. Gems falling out of her pocket. I'm sure that's not what these gems actually, I know these gems have a deeper representation, but I just love that. Gems falling out of your pocket because you're manifesting like a G. And that's just, I feel like, but ultimately, good. I'm going to do the star, and then I'm going to bring it to your higher self, because I'm running out of words. The star is really just, remember to keep that hope alive, because you are a star. And then what does a star eventually become? A sun. I'm not a scientist. That may not be how it actually works, but you get my gist, okay? Higher self, take the wheel. Help. Because I'm running out of words here. Okay, so with where your higher self, some messages that your higher self would like you to know. I pulled the Prince of Wands, the Prince of Disc, and the Queen of Swords. And you know what? I love that all three of these are here. And I say that just to start with the princes and the queens. This isn't a gender-specific reading, so these figures can represent people as well. But I like to say first, apply them to yourselves. Apply the energies that you feel from themselves to yourself first before we start attaching them to others. But if we're just talking about ourselves, let's do it like that. with the Prince of Wands, this is my fake it till you make it card. So let's say you are, you're brand new on this journey. Where'd you go? Oh, it's been such a long journey. You are, we're brand new on this journey. We're not even sure, you know what happiness looks like, but now how do we get there? And you're feeling a little intimidated by it. This is all great, Justin. I'm loving this. But what's my first step? Your first step is just getting out of bed and looking the part. Because from a glance, look at this guy. Totally got it together. You would think, he's been doing this forever. Take a closer look. Right here. I'm pretty sure he's not holding the reins. I haven't led a tiger on a chariot lately, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to actually have a grip on it. Again, I thought maybe horses were supposed to pull this. He's got a lion pulling it. No judgment. No clothes. Again, judgment-free zone. We're keeping the judgment to a minimum. But when you look at him on his face, it's just like, homie, where did you come from? And he's like, I came from Happy Land. I came from the sun. I came to bring it. What are you doing? And he's a little sassy too. But this is my card. Fake it till you make it. If you're not sure, just keep telling yourself that. I started something simple as that. I'm going to do something that is going to bring me happiness. I'm going to do something that's going to bring me fulfillment, and then embody that. Even just saying that, raise my chest a little bit. I was sat up a little bit straighter. It's all about faking it till you make it, and being patient in that. Because I love this. Oh, this is going to be a lovely story here at the end. Thank you, higher self. But this is, with the Prince of Disc showing up, I feel like while you're doing this is a reminder to be patient with that, because the Prince of Disc he's a very patient figure. He's about perseverance. He's if I had to say a negative, he can be a little stubborn maybe in his ways, a little questionable when it comes to spirituality. But Pisces, you're spiritual. You're in tune. You're intuitive. I don't need that's not a negative on your end. And you know what? Patience might not even be a thing. It could just be just waiting for that clarity. But for some, I do feel like, remember, while we're faking it, it does take, while we're coming into ourselves, because when we're going into anything new, we all had to start somewhere. Everyone at some point was new at something. We didn't just come out like, bam, I'm an accountant. Bam, I'm a musician. Bam, I'm a tarot card reader. It's not one of those things. It comes with practice. It comes with mistakes. You see me running out of words all the time, but it's all part of the journey. And once you understand that, get that clarity, it's going to all fall into place. And I think it's going to fall into place so beautifully, because the Queen of Swords, you really want to talk about someone who's not in her head, who doesn't and I shouldn't say even with her, I usually say for her, she's like my check your feelings at the door. But I feel like a better way to describe her is that she doesn't attach to things that aren't going to serve her a purpose. She doesn't linger in the past. She learns from her lessons, and then we're letting it go. Then we have to, because she's got a throne of clouds to sit on. If she gets weighed down by all of this, by this five of disc, eight of swords, five of, you keep sneaking over there, five of wands, even the devil. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we're going to put some light on it, but now we're going to put some light on it. And now look, she takes, all she's taken from these lessons here is sunshine. And that's what your higher self wants you to do. Get that clarity, take that sunshine from these moments so that you can go out and do and be the best that you can possibly be. You know what? Yeah, that's, I like that, Pisces. Let's go ahead and switch back over. So Pisces, I hope that resonated with, I wanted to resonate with all of you, but I definitely want this to resonate with some of you. But yeah, my final thoughts is, on this journey, let's keep endgame in mind, because I've been talking about the sun. Literally, I've been talking about the sun. I feel like for the last couple weeks, and I never grow tired of it, because I want all of us as human beings to just realize all the happiness that we have inside of us, and that we can I keep saying, the thing was, we're looking for pockets of sunshine, but really it's just like helping people find that in themselves because that's where the pockets are. We don't have to look that hard. It's all in us, and how do we help each other bring that out? So my hope is that I brought out a bunch of pockets of sunshine for all of Pisces so that they can go help because Gemini's been having some issues not issues with the sun, but the sun has been very prominent in their reading. So let's pass it off to Gemini so that Gemini can pass it off to Aries so that Aries can, so that we can just go pass it along the zodiac and just become one big, happy, loving family. That's where I'm at. I hope that resonated with you all. Please subscribe, like, share, tell all your friends. And for a clear picture, while we're in, I don't know where the Hermit went, but while we're in our Hermit state, let's check our moon, check our rising, and this week we're checking our Mars. Why are we checking our Mars? Because in Celestial News Weekly, Mars is in retrograde, and things are getting serious, but not in a bad way. That wasn't quite as great as I wanted it to be, Pisces. But we're still bringing it. We're still bringing the energy. Even when. Okay, here's a good example. When camera stuff has got you down, because not only that, but my mic was just like, it was fine a minute ago, and now because you remember I had that big old orb thing. Not today. We're finding the sunshine. We're making it. So. Let's get to the news, because we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you and how great you are, and how the happiness is that you're getting ready to spread. Because this reading, you got me on we're ending this on a high note for sure. Okay, no more suspense. News time. Mars is going retrograde. It's okay. It's going to it started today on the 30th, and it'll be going until the 12th of January, and so kind of settle in for a little, probably a little bit. Give it even a couple weeks after that because you got the retrograde shadow. So give it. Really, let's just not fight at all. But if we're thinking about starting to maybe having a healthy debate or something, let's push it out till let's say at least March. Let's just say March just to be safe. But Mars in itself it represents the planet of just like outward activity. It controls our sex drive, our aggression, our anger, frustration, and with it being in retrograde. Do I have any other Mars things right now? Nope, that's fine. But with it being in retrograde, this is really going to bring about like feelings of turmoil, that frustration, that worry, that and it's gonna feel like maybe even like there's no momentum, that you just feel stuck. And I know where some might be like, you might think, well, oh, Mars is just like, ha 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 ha, no one's gonna get everything and we're just gonna be fighting all the time. No, that's not Mars's goal. What Mars is doing in all of this is to help us just kind of re-examine how we respond to now there you are. I was gonna say, when I need you, I can't find you. When we get blind impulses, sometimes let's say you're trying to look for your devil card, but it doesn't want to show up, so then you're like, flip table. That's not what Mars wants. Mars wants you to see that and then be like, before you go to yell at us, I wish you would make yourself more readily available for me. Or I wish you would only show up, like, can you give me kinder messages? There's a softer way that I feel like it's where Mars wants you to get. But sometimes in order to get there, we have to realize the aggression that we have in ourselves. It's because that stuff will sneak up on you. And anger is a tricky emotion. I feel like it gets a really... and I've even been one too. I've kind of put like not a bad lens on it, but it's just like, I don't like being angry, and but when it happens, it's always hot and intense. And I feel like Mars is just trying to get it to where we're not having that initial just like, ooh, I'm ready to fight. No, ooh, I'm ready to pause for a second and ready to spread a little peace, a little love, a little compassion. That's all that Mars retrograde is asking for. So let's just be mindful. We don't want... There's probably going to be a lot of devil moments popping up, maybe. At least I feel during the retrograde. But I feel like, once we realize this, once you become aware of these things going on, they're going to be less and less and less. And it's not that we don't want to invite you over. It's just that sometimes you make a mess. Now, moving on. On November 1st, there's going to be it's the first quarter moon. And this is a kind of a time to think about tasks that we need to get completed. How do we get that strength to finish this, to find I can't find, I made a mess over here. Find that strength to go on this journey to let me start over, because see, I needed you readily available. I need everyone. Well, no, I guess you all need me to stop making a mess. See, look at the growth that's happening. But really, this is a kind of a time to, where we've planted seeds during that new moon phase. We might have gotten a new idea. This is where we're trying to end up at. We're trying to get to this sunshine phase here. So this is like our first check-in place. Like, where are we at? We're at the first quarter here. Full moon is not too far away. So how can I being you, Pisces, I'm living vicariously through you. How can I get to where my sunshine is where it needs to be, where I'm getting the most out of, so that we're not, being very critical of the directions that we're going, so that we're making sure that we're not dead ending anywhere. And if there are spots that are dead ending, maybe, I won't say necessarily give up on them, but maybe shelve them for a time. This might not be the energy where you need to channel your energy right now. Let's keep the drive focus there, and then we'll pick up stuff as they apply. So that's pretty much what the first quarter moons is about. Now, news is a little light, so now I'm going to get into some aspects, and I just love going over aspects, because these are little things. I feel like we're always talking about the planets and these different retrogrades and things, but it's like, how do these affect us all? What are these aspects? So these energies have been going on. I'm doing them from the 30th on, but they've been going on for at least a week, and they're going to go on at least a week or two afterwards. So some of them even longer than that. So definitely settle in on these energies, at least riding through this week. Jupiter is going to be conjunct with Neptune. And when something is conjunct, that is where, when two celestial bodies are conjunct with one another, that's like the strongest blend of energy that two planets can have. But planets, asteroids, two celestial figures, that's the strongest relationship that strongest blend of energy that they can have. So with this, you remember I was talking about all that creative energy that that we're manifesting. And where'd you go? Where is everyone? I need to tap into some of this. I need to create some order. But this is a time. This is like, you're getting like a mad dose of creativity. So anything that you feel that's going to maybe. Because I feel like we're all artists in some way, shape, or form. Any way to maybe if it's not like your main profession, maybe going out and maybe drawing something, maybe journaling, maybe playing some music, maybe dancing, just whatever it is that requires any sort of like real creativity. And this is a good time to really, this is my new, look at me channeling my energy, channeling this Jupiter Neptune conjunction. That's all I want you to do. I want you to have fun with it. Really lean into that intuitive place, and then spread that love, that happiness, and share that all. That's really what this is, a very strong, creative sense of energy. And this is, like I said, it's going to be going on for a minute. So, while we're in this retrograde, we can be creating some stuff too. We can channel that. Let's take that aggression and that energy and let's channel it into something good. Let's bring some life into this. Let's make Mars proud during this retrograde time. Yeah, I like that. Next, two more things, and then I'll get your surprise card. Saturn is squaring with Uranus, and when two bodies are squared, the energies are a little more conflicting. So we got to tap into that creative energy, to kind of get it to where everything is, all doing this, doing all this, where the energy's groovy, and this is the kind of time, like, there's this need, I feel like, to want to break free. And some of us are going to, or, out with the old, in with the new type of energy. But the why there's some conflict is that for some of us there's gonna be this need of like wanting to force the change, wanting the change to happen right now, and the thing with change is change don't work like that. If you like change, where you at? It's not time. And on the other end, for some others, your world might be perfect. You might not be in this, disorganized mess. But change is like, hey, there's a little too much structure. Let's shake things up a little bit. And you're like, wait, hey, don't touch this. So whether we're either trying to force it in or we're trying to keep it out, change, when it comes to knocking, trust that it has your best intention at heart. Just let it in, and that's going to make it less of a thing. Because really, change like Saturn just wants to come in, just like, hey, I really just wanted to clean up like two things. I wanted to grab this 8 of Swords, this 5 of Wands. I'm out. And it's like, okay, cool. I've learned something from those. Awesome, perfect. So when change comes a knocking, definitely answer. Last thing, Jupiter is sextile with Pluto, and then when wait, why was I doing this earlier? Oh, never mind. But because this really was my thing for sextile, but it's fine. Sextile is let me tell you what a sextile is. When planets are sextile with one another, their energies are flowing good. It's not quite as strong as conjunction, but next, right under like top 3. You like sextile, trine, and conjunction. Those are going to be like your those are your good of the major aspects. I know, right? There's other than major aspects. It's part of the journey. Little cliffhanger for you. But yeah, those are going to be more of your positive aspects. Positive ones. And with this one, this is like coming. Oh, you don't have the Emperor, but this is kind of like coming into that Emperor energy. I feel like this is a time where you're feeling how appropriate with Mars being in retrograde. This is like a time where you're feeling your like sense of power, sense of influence, sense of you. You're understanding your place in the power that you have, and so I feel like this is about that kind of time to find like-minded people who want to lift you up. I'm a big fan of like healthy competition and whatnot, but this is a little bit different. I'm more so kind of implying that when you're trying to find this like soul tribe, if you will, we're looking for like kindred spirits we're not trying to best each other just for competition's sake. You have a skill, I have a skill. I see how I can make the most out of your skill. You see how to make the most out of my skill. We elevate together. We're learning along the way. This is about building as a whole, so that we go from, when you start collaborating, you realize that it's easier to, you don't have to take on all this stuff by yourself. The planets definitely are. They're dishing out this energy because they're partnering up and they're doing their thing, and you can do the same. You don't have to shoulder this alone. Get yourself some like-minded people so that we can raise that vibration together. That's why I'm doing this whole thing, so that we can raise this vibration together, and so that we can go from merely surviving to thriving and flourishing. Because that's what the Fool's Journey is about. We want to go through something where we're excited about this thing, and that there's growth at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, I like that, Pisces. Is there anything else? Is anyone? Because you all were very loud earlier. No? Okay, let's get Pisces out of here. Let me pull your surprise card, and I appreciate your. And it was totally worth it because. Oh. 9 of Cups. This is one of your cards, and this is a card of happiness. What a lovely thing, Dan. Aren't you glad I had you wait a little bit? But yeah, this is your card of fulfillment, of happiness, of joy, of friendship, just all the warm and fuzzy things that you could want from a Fool's Journey, and from a journey with Justin, because I know that sometimes it's hard eating the word salad that I serve up some days. But if you stick through with it, we can find little nuggets along the way. And happiness is right at the end there. So I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. I really hope you enjoy your week. And, let's be strong through this retrograde. I'm going to be there with you each week. No fighting. We got this. Only love, love, and happiness. And I will catch you on the, did I say let's keep raising the vibration? If not, Soul Tribe, let's keep raising that vibration. I'll catch you on the next one later. See ya.